It's time for the mic drop. I end each show going deep on one topic affecting our community in hopes we can all learn a little more. Over 500 days have passed since an angry mob charged up on visions of overthrowing a presidential election invaded the cradle of our democracy, desecrating its halls and chambers, both physically and spiritually. The aftermath of their attack was stark and tragic. The chambers themselves were left in shambles. Elected officials and staff were shaken to their cores. Over 100 Capitol and D.C. police officers were injured while defending democracy. And so far, 5 officers in connection to that defense have died. The insurrection that took place on January 6th is one of the darkest days in the history of our republic, filled with vile acts never seen since the Civil War. And it's left many of us searching for answers. Answers which we may finally begin to receive tomorrow night in prime time. That's when the House committee that's been investigating the attack will finally share with the country what it has learned. And as a nation, we will be better for it. There's a cancer living within our country, and it needs to be brought to light. And the sooner we name it, the sooner we can treat it. Ignoring and downplaying it only allows its space to grow. And that's something we should all be able to agree on, right? Right? Well, let's talk about Jack Del Rio for a second. Now, I know you didn't think I wasn't going to mention him. A few days ago, the Washington, yes, he has our city's name on his chest. The Washington Commanders defensive coordinator tweeted this little gem in response about tomorrow's hearings. Would love to understand the whole story about why the summer of riots, looting, burning, and the destruction of personal property is never discussed, but this is #common sense. Oh, common sense, right. Okay, well, I have neither the time nor the inclination to explain the whole story about the George Floyd protests to coach for 2 seasons. Like, one, reams of information have been written about how 93% of them were in fact peaceful. And 2, I'm guessing he doesn't want to have any kind of conversation that doesn't involve parroting right-wing talking points. So I feel like that would be a waste of time. A feeling that was confirmed when I saw him speaking at today's Commander's press conference.
I see the images on TV. People's livelihoods are being destroyed. Businesses are being burned down. No problem. And then we have a dust-up at the Capitol. Well, there's nothing burned down. And we're not going to talk about, we're going to make that a major deal.
Yeah, Coach, we are going to make it a major deal. A dust-up. How dare you disrespect the officers who put themselves on the line in the dust-up? You have dust-ups at your house, Coach? Are human feces left on the walls when they're done? By the way, let's hear a little bit more from Coach.
I just think it's kind of 2 standards. And if we apply the same standard and we're going to be reasonable with each other, let's have a discussion.
Did you see that disingenuous judo flip he just pulled on us? There aren't 2 standards for anything, but if you don't go along with him, you're the unreasonable one. He finishes by saying how much he loves and respects his guys and how much he loves his American freedom to express himself. Now, do we think the guys he has total authority over and who play under non-guaranteed contracts have the same freedom to express themselves as he does? As a full disclosure, a little earlier in the evening, Coach put up a tweet apologizing for using dust-up and standing by his comments condemning the violence in communities across the country, which I take with a grain of salt because that's not what he did. Coach Del Rio is indicative of a subgroup of Americans who believe the lies being told about Black Lives Matter, the civil rights protests, and the insurrection. But it's time for the truth, starting tomorrow.